have found that as a business person trying to execute my business in India, there were a couple of constraints that I was faced with most often. So the first one had to do with the ambiguity of the system that we were operating in, specifically around permits and taxes. It was very difficult for my team to figure out which permits we were needing to actually build the assets that I was investing in, as well as which taxes we were actually going to have to pay, both at a state level as well as a national level. And that was a very difficult one for us to really truly understand, and for me to feel comfortable that I could actually make that investment and I could actually manage that risk. The other one that we had to deal with was the repatriation of any profits that we would make in India out of the country back to the United Kingdom. And that actually was never really resolved. That remained a very difficult thing to work with. And for me to explain that towards my own headquarters was very difficult, as well as how I was going to deal with once these profits would start emerging. So those were the two major constraints that we were dealing with in India. On balance, I would say India is a very attractive place for foreign investors. There are many opportunities there. It's an incredibly growing market. So on the macroeconomic level, all the indicators are there and they're present. It's growing, it's a large population. It will need a lot of investments on many of the infrastructure related to energy, water, waste management. So yeah, it will always be a very interesting and fascinating place, but as well as a rewarding place from a financial perspective. Country to invest in. The development of the energy sector in India is going to be fascinating, I think, over the next couple of years. There are many different layers to this, but more specifically, they've actually announced very aggressive plans and targets to increase the amount of renewable energy that they currently have. So the actual installed capacity needs to significantly go up in India. Most specifically, they have announced some really impressive plans around solar. Whether or not these will actually be executed remains to be seen, but it's definitely going to be a very interesting place to continue to watch.